Happy and blessed full moon in Virgo with Mercury going direct. So we had Mercury retrograde and in Pisces season. So it may have felt a little bit in and out of kind of dream state for the last little while, kind of hard to focus. Maybe your mind has been kind of occupied with old addictive ways of thinking that don't serve you, or physically, you may have even taken on some of your old addictive ways. And so we want to regroup here. Not only are we getting close to the spring equinox, which is the beginning of our cosmic year, so this is a chance to get really clear again. It may have felt like the past month there was a bit of a fog and it all kind of got balled up into the same thing, Time was feeling weird. Communication felt on and off and hit and miss. So if there are any relationships that you need to mend over that communication breakage over the last little while, do that. And also sit down and get really clear on what it is that you are wanting to bring forward in your life over this next cosmic cycle of our year. Get clear on what you want, of course, but also where your heart is. Get clear on what your intention is moving forward, not only for yourself, but for the world. What is your intention for that? What do you want to be a part of creating and evolving in the world at this point? I recommend, of course, sitting down and getting clear on where you're at money-wise at this point. Because if you've been listening to me or if you've done any of my work, you know that getting really clear on what your money's doing, where your money's at, and where you want it to go, and what you want it to do for you is really important. It's just as important as being clear on what you're wanting to create in your life and business. It's just as important as being clear on what you want in the relationship that you want. It's getting just as important as getting clear on what it is you want to fuel your body with, how you want to spend your day. Don't take money and make it a separate part of your life. You need to incorporate it and make it just as important as all of the other aspects. This is why I'm creating the course that I'm creating coming up too, which will only be available to the people that have worked with me or done my work in a course style in some way. So because it's really time for us to step into self-mastery and play with what we're capable of and really understand the potential when you're combining the magic and alchemy of the cosmos and the intelligence and wisdom of the earth and the love and compassion and growth available there. And of course, the mastery of your yourself. There's so many aspects to self-mastery. This is why I believe we're really here, is to remember and understand our superpowers in one way. So even if you're not going to be part of this course, I want you to really get clear on what your sort of highest vibrational gifts are in the world. What are your natural talents? Are you using them? Are you putting them out there? Are you helping others? What is your mission and purpose here? Connect to that. Get clear on that. And put it out there that you really want to work on that, work towards that, set that intention, share what you know with others, share the wisdom that you've already taken in, and share that. We are truly walking into, it's 2020, it's a 4-year. If you followed me for any amount of years, you know that I follow the years in a 9-year cycle. And right now, so 2017 was the beginning of this 9-year cycle that we're in now, and we are now in the 4th year. So when you look at 2022 plus 2 is 4, and 2021 will be a 5-year, and 2022 will be a 6-year, and so on until we get to 9, and then we'll go back to our 1 year. So I want you to really look at as well what you have, what has changed in your life over the past 4 years. What did you start thinking about 4 years ago that has now, been tried and tested? Maybe you're still working on things that you were thinking about 4 years ago, but really acknowledge the evolution and transformation that has taken place in your life over the last 4 years. Notice the evolution and transformation in the town or city that you live in your country, in the world, really. And then take into your mind, I just want you to try this on. Imagine that we're in this 9-year cycle and we're on year 4. So in the next 5 years, what would you really like to accomplish? What would be something that you'd be really proud that you accomplished in this 9-year cycle? How far do you want to take things? How much money would you like to have saved or invested, or how much would you like to have given to a charity or a person in whatever way that you would like to give? How would you like to evolve spiritually, mentally, personally over the next 5 years? Is there anything about your physical body that needs healing, that you would like to strengthen in your physicalness? Mentally, where would you like to be mentally? See, when you ask yourself these questions, your intelligence automatically comes up with answers and ways to communicate with you of what it needs to accomplish that. It's when we never ask ourselves these questions that we seem to be in a cycle of life that we aren't consciously choosing. So, as always, I want to just end here on this beautiful Virgo full moon, getting clarity of mind. If you seem to be up in your head about things and thinking about things too much, which might feel that way over the next few days, especially as we're getting used to that Mercury going direct from being in retrograde. for the last little bit, our minds might be filled with stuff. So you really want to sort of take a moment and sit down and write down what all those thoughts are so that they're not just spinning around and around and around in your mind and doing nothing. Those cycled thoughts that go around and around when we don't do anything about them, they don't really serve us. So take the first step. When you write down what's cycling around in your mind, you might have, 1 or 2 or 15 or 20 or 100 things that seem to be cycling around. As you take care of one thing at a time, that frees up space in your mind for something new to cycle in. So in order to have an evolutionary mind, you need to constantly be taking what's in your mind, putting it out on, well, for me, it's paper, but it could be your mobile device, your computer. Get your thoughts out on paper, your real cycling, repetitive thoughts, and then do one thing at a time to start unraveling those things, making them happen, taking one step at a time. That's all it takes. Remind yourself that. I don't have to do it all at once. In fact, you can't do it all at once. It's impossible to take a project or a thing that you're wanting to create or do or help. Like we don't make a meal by putting everything in the pot at the same time. We have to peel the vegetables, cut the potatoes up, then cut the carrots up. Then, if you're cooking with meat, you brown the meat. It's one thing at a time to make the perfect stew. You know what I mean? And then it all boils up together and becomes a delicious creation. And that's what you want to create in your life. So one thing at a time creates clarity in the mind and space in the mind for you to then cycle in new ideas, inspirations, and thoughts. That's an evolutionary mindset. So I recommend that everybody start taking that on as part of their mission, because what are we really doing here if we're not working towards what we want to create, the world we want to live in, how we want to feel, the relationships that we want to have, the money we want to create in our lives, maybe the artwork, whatever it is. Just start with one thing. Keep it really clean and clear. That's what Virgo wants. Let's keep it clean and clear. So I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Feel your body relaxing. And I want you to take your awareness into your mind. But at this point, see, when I say that, take your awareness into your mind, your automatic awareness, your conscious awareness, goes up to an area around your head, probably closer to the top of your head. In this exercise, I want you to imagine that your mind is actually throughout your whole body and a bubble that goes all the way around you and actually links up with everything in the world, because we are connected to everything, and your mind is an unlimited space. So when we automatically bring our awareness just to this space in our head where we've been told the mind exists, which is kind of funny to think about, we limit what it's actually capable of. So I want you to imagine that your mind is this flow of beautiful intelligence that flows throughout your entire body, through every cell, through every fiber, every atom, and also outside of you, flowing all the way around you. and connecting you to all that is. Your mind is an infinite space of intelligence that is connected to all and that flows through you and through all things. So when you feel and you are connected to that space of mind, which is much grander than we've thought about the mind, right? In the past, I want you to hold one thought in all of that wholeness, something you would like to work at, something you would like to really get clear on, something you would like to create, maybe an art piece, maybe a money map, maybe a business idea, maybe a book you'd like to write, a song you'd love to sing. It doesn't matter. Just hold it within all of the space of that infinite intelligence of the mind that flows all through every little cell, atom, fiber of your body, every bit of energy that flows around your body and is connected to all things. Feel the bigness of that. Feel the greatness of holding that thought into that vast intelligence of the infinite mind. You really have to sit with this for a moment. It takes a long time to get that old concept of the mind just being in the upper head and holding space for the mind to be such an infinite, impactful, connected thing. Whatever you're holding, just keep nurturing it. See it flowing throughout you like a vast ocean, all the way around you like the air. See it, in everything and everyone. Whatever idea it is that you're holding on to, see it in the grandest and greatest held connection through everything. If it's hard for you to hold on to an idea at such a large concept, just stick with holding it throughout your entire body. Then over time, slowly bring it into the awareness of the energy all around you, and then slowly reach out to it extending out to being a part of all that is. Where our power really exists is in our ability to transmute those ideas out into the world using that web of connection. So if we really want to evolve and be part of our earthly and human evolution, we need to understand the power of the vast mind, not just the personal being mind, which is what we've kind of always been taught, right? And that there's this little part of the brain or something that is the mind, but the mind is within and connected to all that is. So I want you to sit with that, especially over the next few days, and really juice up those ideas in the infinite mind. Make those ideas vibrationally let them vibrationally hold compassion, love, purpose, all of the things that we want to see out there in the world, kindness, empathy, understanding, equality, balance. Hold those in your ideas. And you can do this a couple of times every day, sort of like a little meditation, but really you're just sitting with your ideas on an infinite mind level, thinking outside of yourself and wanting to create something outside of yourself is an extremely powerful and beautiful practice. And this energy in Virgo with this moon is really amplifying the clarity, and with Mercury direct, of communication throughout that infinite mind. So be a part of it. Participate in what goes into the infinite mind at this point. Lots of love to you. I'm Jen the Money Medium. Until next time.